Hey everyone, MLive's Brennan Quinn here alongside Michigan football beat writer Nick Baumgardner following the Wolverines' home opening 35-7 win. Jim Harbaugh's debut here back in Ann Arbor as Michigan head coach. But Nick and I, speaking of Harbaugh, and this is obviously, I think this was a player win today. I thought that the team really looked like a team, you know, an offensive unit, a defensive unit that more than anything had an identity. They ran the ball on offense, and the defense was just locked in everything after the first drive.
Yeah, I mean, really what it looked like was a team that was coached and practiced properly all week long, because what you saw were real improvements. You saw an offensive line that, frankly, and I mean, regardless of opponent, okay, there were times in the last couple of years where they'd play these low-level MAC teams and they wouldn't be able to move anybody. They were, I mean, in the third quarter, fourth quarter, they were blowing people off the football. And they haven't done that in a long time here. And it got to a point where they were blowing people off the football, and they're just running power and counter and power and counter, and they're running the same thing. They're doing the same thing for 80 yards, and they're shoving it down their throats. And Arbor wouldn't say it after the game, but they basically broke Oregon State's will physically, which I don't remember the last time Michigan's done that. I mean, it's been a long time, and you know, I think that's indicative of how they want to play.
And speaking of things that were kind of a long time coming, winning the turnover battle. And I mean, they were gifted one on the punter's snap over the guy's head, but you know, they responded to a turnover of their own by forcing a turnover. Those are things that you just didn't see. As they were arguably the worst team in the country last year in creating and causing their own turnovers.
And it was at a have-to-have it time. It was a sudden change. Got to do something. Got to get off the field. Got to make up for the mistake. And yeah, I mean, I thought they tackled better for the most part. You know, got their hands on some balls. Before Jordan Lewis went out with the concussion, that play he made on the ball on the concussion, I guess, was a fantastic play coverage. I thought they did. You know, I think Oregon State had 59 yards after their first drive for the rest of the game. I mean, they couldn't do anything. So you know, Oregon State's got its own issues, but Michigan played the way it should have played, like the more talented team should have played.
Really, the only takeaway I have personally from post game with the coaches, with Harbaugh and the players, was Jim Harbaugh really refusing to play into any storylines about him making his return and things like that. He deflected all the attention that was attempted to even be stirred up to get him to play into some nostalgia. Just wasn't having any of it. Turned it back around on the team. Anything from you that stood out?
No, I mean that and he should have. That's the right thing to do, because these guys. He called it. He said it was a team win. And it wasn't just one thing happening. It wasn't just one guy playing out of his mind. It was a bunch of guys doing their job, and they got to win. And that's how they're going to play here under Harbaugh. That's how these teams have always played. And so, you know, hats off to him for, you know, it's not about him. It's about the team doing its job. And they looked like a team that got better from week to week. And that's the thing we never saw under Hope consistently. Now you got to start stacking it. It's got to be week after week after week. But, you know, through 1 week, the noticeable improvements, when you put that tape on and watch it, they will be, the offensive line especially was, I thought, 100% better. And you can't ask for any more. There's still obviously, you know, wrinkles and things they need to work out. They're nowhere near perfect, but it's
Utah's a better team.
It's a pretty good win.
Right. And we'll see. And next week it'll be UNLV here.
You should hammer them.
And Michigan will be heavily favored in that one, and then BYU, and then we're off and running into Big Ten play. But that's it for today. Looks like some storm might be rolling through here, so we're gonna get out of here. But as always, thanks for watching. For Nick, I'm Brendan.